book lovers, it is G-Swizz here, and I am here today with my January 2023 TBR. We are already here, 2023, amazing. You can obviously tell that I am not pre-filming this. It actually feels weird to film at the moment, regardless of me pre-filming right now, because this is the first time I'm filming in a while. If you guys don't know, Camillo's mother has been staying with us and has actually been living in this room, and so it is kind of rare that I do get that place to myself to film. I'm finally filming after a while, and it feels weird because I kind of miss you guys, even though I have been editing videos for my channel non-stop in the background. But it feels amazing to be somewhat back, and I get so excited when I talk about books. I get so excited when I'm around my books. I'm so happy I'm around my books right now and I can talk about them. This is just me getting really excited that I'm back to film, but you guys probably never noticed that I left. I always think to myself, if I can make January a good reading month, I can make any reading month for the rest of the year an amazing reading month. I always pride myself on starting the year strong, and I don't know whether or not I'm going to be starting the year strong in January or not, but my aim is to. I really want to get to a bunch of books in January. I kind of want to demolish some series. I also want to continue on with things, but also start some new things that go hand in hand with the summertime. If you guys don't know, I live in the southern hemisphere, so if you guys are noticing that I'm sweating a little bit, it's because it's summer here and I cannot deal with this heat. However, this is the best time to read some good contemporary romance, so I am going to be including some of that on this TBR. I'm just going to include a range of things. We're going to talk about it. Without further ado, let's get straight into the books that I'm really excited to start the year off with. So I pretty much mentioned in that introduction that yeah, it's hot, so beach read is the perfect read for this time of year. I have put Emily Henry on a few TBRs in the past, but this year I have to read Emily Henry because one of my 12 friends recommended this as one of the 12 books my 12 friends recommend me to read in 2023, and this was one of the first recommendations I received, so I'm very much looking forward to it, and I'm just thinking I may as well get to it now than later in the year because I only have 2 months of summer left before December of 2023, so I may as well read it this summer rather than next summer. I kept on telling myself that I was going to get to Emily Henry in 2022, and that never happened. It's quite unfortunate because I've heard great things about Emily Henry and Beach Read specifically. I hear that Beach Read is the best read from them, so based on everyone's recommendation, including the recommendation from my friend, I just know that I need to finally get to it. What better way to start the year off strong than to complete a goal of mine? When I think about it, there are two goals, because I've needed to read Emily Henry for quite some time, and this is one of the books that was placed on my TBR from a friend. And speaking of books that I missed in 2022, I want to get to Lore Olympus Volume 3. I have been looking forward to this one for quite some time. I really wanted to read it in November, never had the chance to. December was a hectic month for me, so I couldn't take too much time to sit down and read, so hopefully with Lore Olympus, I will take my time with it, I will savor it and enjoy it. Also, I just really wanted to continue on with the series because I love these characters. I think after such a hectic month in terms of work, I see reading Lore Olympus as a form of self-care. I honestly cannot wait to dive into this and to see where my babies are at. Hopefully Volume 4 comes out this year. I don't know when it's coming out, but I will see. I just want to get ready for Volume 4 because I'm kind of desperate for it. I'm kind of desperate just to know what happens next with Hades and Persephone and to see them together. But I understand that this is a slow burn, so I might be experiencing torture from this series as well as the sweltering heat here. And speaking of heat, I hear that this series is somewhat steamy, somewhat suggestive, but I do want to read it because I hear great things about the Shameless series by Rosie Danan, which consists of The Roommate and the Intimacy Experiment. I purely put this on my TBR because I want to smash another goal. I want to at least read / complete one series in January, and I might just read and complete this series if I so choose to. But if not, I might save this for February because February is the month of love, Valentine's Day, all that stuff, etc. It would kind of go well with February. However, because I want to smash some of my goals, I want to complete some series, and I've had this series on my shelf for at least around 6 months, I think it's about time that I get to them. This is a maybe for January. I'm very much looking forward to the series. I've been hearing great things about the series, but also not really much about it. I'm very much curious. I know it's steamy. That's all I know about it. And I also really love the covers. And the next book I bring up on my TBR is the last contemporary contemporary romance novel that I've put on my TBR for now. Obviously, that will change if I decide I want to read more romance contemporary during January. But right now, one of my main goals is to complete the backlist of Ella Mays by reading The Hardest Fall. Last year, I ended up reading To Love Jason Thorne and To Hate Adam Connor. Both books I loved. The rest of Ella Mays' books aren't in a companion series, unfortunately. They are standalones, so I'm gonna have to deal with that. But I am very much looking forward to The Hardest Fall because I just want to read anything by Ella Mays. I just personally find her writing to be absolutely comforting. And I have a feeling that The Hardest Fall might just be another form of self-care for me. I might just very much need it. In January, after the hectic months that I've had to do with end of year work, I just want to be able to relax to start off with in terms of my reading year. So I hope that The Hardest Fall will help me do that. But if I don't feel like relaxing and if I want an intense read, I might just pick up Poster Girl by Veronica Roth. This is Veronica Roth's new dystopian novel. I think it's been a while since they've published a dystopian. I have the Fairy Loot special edition here. It looks really cool. I might have not posted my unboxing. I've just been really busy. So unfortunately, I've had to put my unboxings on pause. I hope not to do that in the new year. It's just the end of 2022 has just been absolutely hectic, not just in terms of content. You guys just haven't been seeing what's happened in the background. I've just had to take on a lot of work. But I am very much looking forward to bringing back unboxings because I love filming unboxings, guys. Don't you worry. I'm not quitting unboxings because I don't enjoy doing them. I really enjoy doing them. It's just, it's been really hard to find the time to actually set out the camera and to film an unboxing. This was one of my most anticipated releases of 2022, and because it came out toward the end of 2022 and I didn't actually receive it until it was almost December, yeah, the shipping delays were absolutely ridiculous. Unfortunately, I did not have time to read it, but I want to make time this year to read it because Chosen Ones and Divergent are two of my favorite series slash books from Veronica Roth, and I have a feeling that Poster Girl, even though it's shorter, it might just have a similar impact on me. Fingers crossed I will get to it in January. If I don't get to it in January, I at least want to get to it this year because it's Veronica Roth. I'm very much impressed with the majority of the works I've read from her so far, so we will see how Poster Girl goes. And speaking of Fairy Loot special editions, I also want to get to their November adult pick, and that, my friends, is A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. This is very fascinating, very interesting. As soon as I heard the synopsis of this, I got really excited about it. It is essentially a Dracula reimagining where his brides are in some sort of toxic relationship with him and they are trying to escape. And in the process, I believe they fall in love with each other. There's so much going on and it seems to be a very short book. And also, look how awesome the pages are. They are absolutely stunning. I just cannot stop looking at how amazing the end pages are as well. Like under the dust jacket, like this is very pretty even though it is dark. I very much appreciate this. I've wanted to read this book ever since it was an independently published book. Then when it got picked up by a publisher, I waited for the traditionally published edition to come out. Unfortunately, the initial cover was kind of underwhelming, but I'm happy that Fairy Loot did what they could with this packaging. I reckon that the red goes well with it, and I very much love the detailing everywhere else. The synopsis really intrigued me from the get-go. I actually wanted to read it for Halloween period. I never got to it, and unfortunately, November was the month that it came out with Fairy Loot. So, of course, I missed out on it at that time, but I really want to get to it sometime this year. I'm kind of hoping that because it's a short book and I'm trying to get through as much as I possibly can in January due to me wanting January to be a very productive month in terms of my reading, I am hoping to get to this one this month. And if not, I'll probably have to wait till October. I'm not going to do that. Maybe I might. I really don't know. I don't want to though. And in the month of January, I do want to get to a bunch of manga. I'm not gonna hold myself to a bunch though. I mean, I want to strive, once again, to read as much as I possibly can in the first month of the year so I can set myself up for success. But the one manga series that I do want to hold myself to is a contemporary romance josei series that only has 9 volumes. I have all of them on my shelf, so I might start or complete this series in January, but what I do know is that I want to start and complete the series this year. And that, my friends, is Everyone's Getting Married. I have just wanted more josei series to read, or like more mature series to read that have to do with romance. For some reason, Everyone's Getting Married intrigued me. I don't really know much about it, but what I do know is that it follows 2 single people who are surrounded by a bunch of married people, and I reckon that that just gives them a little bit of pressure. I kind of want to go into the series not knowing much because I do want to be surprised by it. Yeah, I bought 9 volumes of the series, and I know basically nothing about it. I literally first heard about the series looking at the back of the Yakuza Lover manga volume. Sometimes at the back of manga volumes, there will be some sort of like recommendation or like an ad for a different series. And this was one of the series that was recommended at the back of one of my Yakuza Lover volumes. And I decided from that point to add it to my TBR. So I'm looking forward to it. Fingers crossed I will enjoy it. And I hope that if I don't finish it this month, then this will also carry on to February, because that makes sense. It's the month of love. So I guess that's gonna be it for this video today, book lovers. If you happen to stay till the end of the video, leave me the purple heart emoji to kind of go with my outfit. And if you happen to enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet already. Join the amazing community of book lovers. And also I have social medias. I'm at gswizzlebooks on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also at Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/gswizzle. And finally, I'm at TikTok. I'm at gswizzle on TikTok if you want to follow me there for some bookish content. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.
Started out with half and I flipped it into double. Started out with half and I flipped it into double.